Week 2 of Coordinator's Corner here on Ball State All Access, ballstatesports.com. We take a look at the defense today. Joel Gaudette with the defensive coordinator, Kevin Kelly. 2 games in, just kind of your thoughts on where you guys are progressing right now.
Well, we do some good things, but we also do some poor things. So I guess the word is inconsistent. And I think once we work out some bugs, I think we'll play much better.
How did you like the way you guys responded in the second half? Obviously, the first half Saturday didn't go as planned, but you come back and the only touchdown you give up was the offensive lineman on what could have been a turnover. Did you like the way you guys fought after halftime?
Yeah, we got great kids, and they, at halftime we made some adjustments, and they responded, and that's a great sign, and we're looking forward to our first MAC game against Eastern Michigan this week.
We talked just a couple of minutes ago about emerging guys that have kind of been big names the first couple of weeks. Josh Posley is a guy that's come in and made a huge impact. What's he done that's really made him stand out, and that's allowed him to get into the backfield as much as he has?
Well, Josh is an excellent football player. He transferred from Cincinnati, and when we saw him on film when he played there, you could tell that he had the twitch, I guess, is probably the term that a lot of people use for a defensive lineman. And he's very tough. He's a smart football player, and I think you've seen in the first couple of ball games he makes a lot of plays for us.
Inconsistency, you mentioned, was a word at the top. In the defensive backfield, it's been just trying to find guys and find a consistency of as far as who's back there. Corey Hall played very well for you against VMI, didn't make the trip to Texas A&M. Darius Conaway played really well against Texas A&M. Who has shined in that defensive backfield for you?
Well, the guy, this Mr. Steady Eddie, is Martez Hester. He's the one guy back there that's played a lot of football, so we rely a lot on him. And then, as you said, we've had a lot of combinations, and I think this week we've kind of settled in a little bit, and I think we'll play better.
Up front, one of the big things last year was always getting pressure on the quarterback and creating sacks and creating pressure. It seemed like against VMI there was a lot more pressure, and then you go down to Texas A&M and you pick up, I think, 4 sacks. You happy a little bit with the way that guys have been able to get into the backfield, create pressure, and continue getting to the quarterback and making life easier for the other 7 behind him?
Yeah, and I think it starts with our 2 defensive ends. You have Anthony Winbush and Josh Posley that set the tempo on the edge, and then it helps the inside guys as well. And we've had a couple different pressures that we've used that also contribute to those sacks. And there's times also where the secondary is doing a great job, and you're talking about a coverage sack. So I think it's 11 that make a consistent defensive pass unit, and some sacks are caused by the front and some are caused by the secondary. So keep putting those things together, we'll get better.
Credit where credit is due. Eastern Michigan this Saturday for you. First MAC game of the year, both for you guys and for the conference, and it's a much different offense than the Eastern Michigan you saw a year ago. How have things changed for that bunch?
Well, they're doing a lot of different shifts and motions, and they're running the football very well, and they got some play action passes that put a lot of stress on your secondary, and it's an option offense is basically what it is, and with some power. And what they're doing is what a lot of people are doing now. They spread you out, and they got a lot of different looks, and you got to adjust to different things, and force you to water down a little bit, and so that the guys understand what's going on. So like everybody in our league, they put pressure on you because of their scheme.
You've got a secret though, because in your meeting room is the brother of one of their early stars this season. Shaq Vaughn's brother is Chris Vaughn. Shaq Vaughn, the running back, Chris Vaughn, the linebacker. Do you glean anything from a brotherly connection?
Well, I tried to squeeze a little bit out of him, and I told him he's got a gag order this week, so we got nothing that is going to be said between the two until after the ball game.
Loose lips sink ships, I think is the, yeah. Kevin, appreciate the time. Best of luck on Saturday, all right?
Thank you very much.
Kevin Kelly joining us, Cardinals defensive coordinator. This is the Coordinator's Corner. It's the Cards and Eastern, Saturday at 7.